Episode 11. Just a few more quests to wrap up before we continue the main story. I think this should be the last batch of side quests we have to deal with, hopefully. In front of us, that little light is Ikora's side quest, Forensic Horology, or something like that. But we're not actually going to do that one quite yet. Yeah, get up slowly. When you're ready. Do your stretch. Okay. We're still going to wrap up Orin's set of side quests first. That was the plan in the last episode. Kind of a shame I couldn't do all of them in one go. Actually, now that I mention it, all in one go, maybe we should pick up Ikora and Orin's side quests at the same time. Why not? Well, actually I know why not. It would just kind of muddle the story. We'd hear the comms from one side and then hear the comms from the other end. I probably wouldn't be able to pay attention to the story that way. Knowing how much of the story I already miss by just shooting things while the comms are playing and not really paying attention. This way? You're sending me back and forth here. Which way? Here? It is right in front of us. Oh, it's that. I didn't think that icon was the side quest. I should have known by now.
Ikora, Guardian. Drifter and I had something to show you, to better varnish your understanding. Kepler is part of the Oort Cloud, a sea cliff of Sol jutting over the abyss of space. If you want to understand what summoned you, you need to understand dark matter. Find a pool of radiolaria. Drifter will explain first.
I familiarized myself with the most recent studies from the tower. Dark matter is well documented.
Sure. In papers.
Peer-reviewed data is our strongest place of knowledge. Though I imagine, Orin, you have a different angle on the subject.
Setting aside the dark matter, which was the more important part of that communication, I'm glad she actually mentioned where the Oort Cloud and Kepler were. I didn't think it was that far from the Sol System. Or rather, I thought it was further from the Sol System. It sounds like it's much closer than I thought. I always thought of this expansion in my head as the one that takes us far away from the Sol System or something, that they finally start doing that. But I guess we're just kind of barely outside of the neighborhood. Because there's a lot of things going on outside of the Sol System, right? The home of the Cabal and the Elixni and all that stuff. All that stuff that you hear of in lore. We here for this?
I've had my eyes on some of these Vex going haywire. It seems like the dark matter of this place is souring the milk, so to say. Once the stuff gets near Vex milk, the Vex become disconnected from the collective, and then go nuts before they slowly die off.
The Vex becoming disconnected due to dark matter influence implies some part of their biology is aware of its presence.
It is, even when limited to 3 dimensions.
Forgive me for only considering 3.
We are dealing with 2 separate problems connected by the 9. Dark matter, which is what they are, and time, which is what they shift. Dark matter can usually only be experienced, not observed. Think of wind, or scent. Invisible, but detectable. Shifts in time, though, are harder to sense. We are drawings on a piece of paper, and without us knowing, that paper is being folded into a crane. We can seek their hands all we want, but we can't fold the paper. It is easy to feel adrift, powerless.
Adrift is a good way to put it. If we can see the unseeable here, maybe we'll see what shaped our path, too. We're facing this together, Orin.
I'm not sure I fully understand the visual metaphor of the paper crane, but it sounds poetic. That's the main mission, Orin. We don't want to talk to her. Oh wait. Then where are we going? There. I'm not sure if that waymarker appeared until the end of their conversation just now. I don't think it did. Did I have anything here? No. I missed. I missed again. Where is this thing we're looking for? I saw the circle on the ground and thought it was the same thing that we used to start the mission. We're right on top of it. This?
Guardian, there's a growth in the Ionian settlement that the plant life is responding to. This interaction is arresting.
Cattleya Rex. Beautiful.
We'll have to send additional researchers for further study of the interaction between transdimensional matter and material flora.
Once I can wrangle my proprioception out of the 6th dimension and stop my skin from shifting squares on the periodic table, maybe I'll write you a paper on it.
I like that one. Shifting squares on the periodic table. Sounds chaotic. Oh, it just took a second to activate, I guess. Weird. Alright, I guess we're doing this. Goes a bit deeper than I thought. Have we been here? We must have. Yeah, we've been here. And we know how to open that now, but well, I guess I could just do it.
Dark matter doesn't explain the time-lost artifacts we've seen.
It does, in a way. The 9 exist outside of time. When one intervenes in our dimension, it can cause tears in space-time, pull things through. A hole punch in our paper crane.
You have a talent for explaining complex concepts. Have you thought about how you could share what you've learned?
No. I have not been able to cloud through what is next for me.
Knowledge decays if it is not shared, as the Ionians say.
Icor's really pushing hard to get
Most Orin, now that you're not the emissary.
Orin on the
My
team.
media file collection. I put so much thought into curating it before all of this. I loved to magpie. Maybe I still do.
Lodi mentioned a collection of pressed music recordings he left behind. I bet he'd enjoy someone guiding him through a few hundred years of what he missed. The time-lost objects we've seen. All of them are obviously from the past. We haven't seen anything yet that appears to be from the future. Orin, can the 9 only pull objects forward in time?
Only forward, never backward. When I was emissary, I knew this truth as I knew my own pulse. The rule of chronal flow is the 9's oldest, and their cruelest.
Another monument to failure. Is this related to the quest just now? This structure signifies first contact with the cosmos. though the language is used is more poetic than scientific.
The 9 on the
It
other
was, okay.
side of the altar is connected to the singularity, but they aren't one and the same. I don't see why they would seek to create a black hole, but their goals are different from ours. We have no sway over them.
Can you blame me for wanting to try?
Of course not. We've both been fortunate to learn about the world from the safety of the tower, and to learn about it from underneath our skin.
Then share that knowledge. There's a place and a future for you, Orin. Teach humanity what we cannot learn from study.
A future. I would like that.
Ikora's pushiness is paying off. She's got her. Hook, line, and sinker. And that was the end of the quest, as signified by the reward we got. Just one more for Ikora. Although I guess we just kinda did one for her. Got her that new recruit. Ah, bad bounce. The worst kind of bounce. The complete 180-degree recoil. Rebound? Whatever. And that's not even the direction we're going in. Yeah, we have one mini marker arrow pointing towards the actual quest, and this one, which is where we actually want to go. The side mission. Not you again. I got rid of that guy before the episode started, and now he's back.
Ghost, Guardian. We took a look at what you sent over, and I think it's incomplete. But it's the next thread I needed. Looks like a Vex cover-up. They were scrubbing information before you arrived, but there's more to be found. Ophiuchus is mapping a scatter plot of signatures that resemble Ghost's scan. You take half, I'll take the other half. We'll see if they turn up a clearer picture.
I feel like we started this quest sometime earlier. It's probably a continuation of a previous quest. At least just based on the way they're talking, and I think I have seen that thing before. Again, it's been over a few weeks since I last had my recording session for the first several episodes. Thought the marker was pointing down there.
Ikora, the Vex don't normally worry about their plans being discovered. Why cover something up now?
The attempt to conceal Maya's plans is precisely what worries me.
Time doesn't feel stable here to begin with. It must be easier for the Vex to manipulate it.
In small ways, yes. Though I believe they're more limited here overall. This place is governed by rules even the Vex can't bend. Quarantining the Nine and the Singularity with it. Throwing themselves into dark matter. I think they're trying to build a resistance. Or fabricate one. Maybe they're close to an answer.
I guess it's always kind of interesting when people talk about what the Vex are doing, because there's never really any force guiding the Vex, other than, of course, Maya now, who kind of strong-armed her way inside. But just in general, the Vex are just like programs or computers, right? You can't really see what they're gunning for, what they're aiming at, because it's all some part of some grand design or something. Which, I mean, it's vague, so that's also a minus, but it's also sometimes interesting, I guess, whenever they do things.
That's 2 down. Only 2 more signals to go.
Well, there's one, and it's the only one we can find. Hoping to wrap this up before we hit the halfway marker on this episode. Want to spend most of the episode this way. Spend most of the episode on main story stuff, since last time was all side story stuff. I'm actually not sure what the new model is for storytelling. They're not doing seasons anymore, right? But what happens when I clear the campaign? Obviously there's more story in like the raid or whatever, but that's not always required stuff. Not for the main story anyway. I guess the witness raid was the major exclusion, because you had to have a raid to cap off the story there. But even then, anybody could participate in the epilogue or whatever. The big climax that follows the witness raid. Which was a little weird, but I guess it made sense for the format of this game, sort of. But this raid I'm pretty sure is probably just going to be extra stuff, not necessarily lore required reading, playing. And then there are dungeons too, which is extra story. I never actually played the last two dungeons, but I think Vesper's host was related to this
We're not
expansion
alone.
story.
Conductor, thank you for joining us.
This is not a damning accusation, Ikora. I am not separating weeds from chaff. I am restoring an arid field to its pinnacle. All we have lost, you and I regained. Think on that. Or stand in the way of the proverbial plow if you must.
Your fingerprints are hard to ignore. Anyone in the way of restoring your new golden age ends up trampled, don't they?
There's something beyond the Conductor's Vex manipulating the time-space around us. If the Vex didn't cause this, they were drawn to it. We've seen how they react to dark matter. Everything points to the Nine, but this place doesn't resemble the unknown space they've utilized in the past. From what I'm seeing, this mystery looks less like a cipher we're meant to decode and more like a panicked scrawl we're struggling to read. This is a crime scene. We're captured in the gravity of this too. But we still chose to come. Timelessness or not, we're here now. And we've changed set futures before.
Ikora's got a lot to look over here, and we've got one more time field to scan. Let's move, Guardian.
It seems like these, what are they called, imps? They don't respond well to the shuriken. It doesn't really bounce off them nicely. I guess they only count as one target. I kind of expected them to, the shuriken, to ping pong between all of these guys. Doesn't quite work that way. It'd be kind of satisfying, right, to watch them all explode in quick succession from the shuriken. It's just too bad.
Guardian, you have one new call.
Guardian, Ophiuchus has produced an interesting development from the data you sent us. There are particles here, caught in each disturbance, that are suspended as a sort of static image. The Vex don't normally work like this. They rewrite something immaculately, as if it had always...
Oh shit. I forgot. Taking a little bit of damage makes that happen. Is it safer in here? No. Do I have to be standing over here for this to happen? I think I do. There it is. Okay, we'll just stand here.
Guardian, you've got an incoming call.
Damn it, we're kind of in the blast
Guardian.
zone.
Ophiuchus has produced an interesting development.
Okay. You know what? You're pissing me off. Should've just done this from the start. Now these guys better not respawn.
Guardian, you've got an incoming call.
Guardian, Ophiuchus has produced an interesting development from the data you sent us. There are particles here, caught in each disturbance, that are suspended as a sort of static image. The Vex don't normally work like this. They rewrite something immaculately, as if it had always been that way. But this is sloppy. Too sloppy for Maya Sundaresh and her collective. Whoever did this wasn't worried about covering their tracks. They intended to be followed, and the Vex are sweeping up behind them. I wonder... We've always suspected the Nine existed in a parallel dimension of sorts. We know they're involved in bringing us here. What if we're on the right track, but facing the wrong direction? It makes sense that the Vex would be hunting after a fourth-dimensional being that can slip across time like they can. Maybe the Nine can accomplish something the Vex can't. For now, that's our best theory.
Didn't quite understand what she was saying about on the right track but facing the wrong direction. I guess we just know that the Vex are after the Nine for some reason. A reason that they can do a thing that they can do that the Vex can't. That's what she said. And finally, we're back to the main story. Wasn't that long of a detour in retrospect, but I would like to continue to the main story up until the very end now, if we can. I won't pass up any other side quests if we see them, but... I think that's probably a decent amount of side quests to have in this little area, right?
My will is my own. It's as frightening as it is freeing. Don't misunderstand me. I didn't choose to be a lightbearer. I did choose to be an emissary. And I chose to leave. I don't miss either life. I choose to bear truth. To share fragments I've stowed away from beyond the borders of known space. The knowledge I keep will save others. But first, there is a piece of myself that I left buried to grow in old soil. My ghost, Gaul. We planted violet petals from the Golden Age. My hands, their shell. After we leave here, that's where I'll go. One brief respite until fate calls us back to right the impossible.
Everyone, we have the last Strangelet capsule. Guardian, we need to take this to the Altar of Relativity and get that door open.
This is it. I'm finally gonna learn why I'm here. Big moment. For all of you too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Round of congrats to everyone. But we're not out of the doghouse yet.
Drifter's right. I'm sure the Archon will be on the move soon now that the quarantine is down. And when he does...
Quiet. Yes, you have reached your goal and torn down my collective's quarantine. This is marginally impressive, but not beyond expectations. You are free to enter and play out your adventure. As I have said, I concluded my business there long ago.
Three thoughts about that conversation just now. I guess the first thing is that I kind of interrupted the momentum of the previous, 2 episodes ago mission, where we got the Strangelet and it feels like we were supposed to turn it in right away, based on the urgency in their voices. I got really sidetracked with the side missions, I guess. 2, it sounded like, Owen was talking about doing a lot of the things that we talked about during the side quests. I'm kind of surprised that there's a lot of overlap between what she talked about there and what happened just now in the main story, I guess. So she's going to become some kind of truth bearer or something. That aligns a lot with what Ikora was saying about sharing her knowledge with everyone else, recruiting her to the team and all that. Her academic team or something like that. At least that's what it felt like. And 3, she also mentioned her ghost goal, which was also from the side mission. We didn't actually get her ghost, but we found something about it, so it felt like we were playing directly off of what happened in the side quest. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought the dialogue changed based on our progression through the side quests, but that's not how Destiny works. I'd be impressed, but I know that's not how it works. Still, it is nice that all of those plot threads are still consistent. Alright, here's your strangelet. No, wait. The strangelet goes in here. It would go in here, but someone else wants to talk to us first. I think. The reactor is going to destroy Kepler. What? Why? Why are we doing this? We didn't get news about this, did we? Strange. But okay. It didn't happen in the conversation over the comms just now, right? They didn't mention that the whole campus was going to explode. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss that as much as I often miss things in the comms. It just sounded like Maya Sundaresh was getting all salty about our involvement here. It's kind of strange though, we have the strangelet. I guess there's something else that's preventing us from putting it in immediately. Which is of course this mission, but it feels like we should just drop that off on our way here, right? Before taking on this thing. We're kind of carrying precious cargo. I feel like I definitely missed some kind of comm or something. Gladius mark temporary change? Okay, sure. I haven't seen another player in so long. In fact, none. Are these not multiplayer areas? I guess they can't be.
Guardian, this is an emergency. The Ionian's energy reactor is on the verge of going supercritical. We need to shut it down, now.
Didn't y'all just fix this thing?
Since the Guardian shut the Vex quarantine down, they're figuring out a way to get to the 9 without it.
If this reactor melts down, it'll charcoal Kepler and wipe out anyone trying to hinder the Vex from controlling the singularity.
Then no one will be alive to stop them. Find what caused this.
I was going to mention, I thought this quest sounded familiar, this whole thing about stopping some kind of reactor or something. Like Drifter said, it's happening again or something like that. Or we're dealing with the reactor again, but now it's going critical.
Wild hunch, but I think the Guardian found the cause of the meltdown.
Focus on the reactor. Keep the Ionians safe. Then deal with the invulnerable Vex.
Alright,
Don't have
cool
much
then.
time, Guardian. Fight your way through and disable any power nodes you can find.
Every energy plant has to have a supply of coolant on hand to submerge the core in an emergency.
If you can find it, I'll route it back to the reactor, hero. Go!
I kind of like
We need to
this.
get the Ionians evacuated. If this place goes nuclear, the temple, the caldera, everything is squarely within the blast radius.
Damn it. The Ionians are too dispersed to reach all of them before boiling conversion.
Guardian, buy us as much time as you can. We'll assess our options. Lodi, do the Ionians have any kind of shelter they can get to quickly? Bunkers, or even a cavern system?
No, their infrastructure wasn't built to handle any kind of fallout. Even if they could survive, the explosion would trigger the singularity's expansion. Kepler gets vacuumed.
Damn it! This thing's hemorrhaging coolant like a severed head!
I'm beneath the reactor. Its reservoir is cracked, but I can contain the pressure. Ophiuchus will just have to continually res me. Ikora! Don't worry about me.
The old Guardian special. Continuously rezzing. I'm glad Ikora can do it too. Yeah, I do like this though, this whole mission structure. It just seems to be one long time thing where you can continually fight against the time by collecting things. It's not like a hard limit. We do actually have to figure things out though. Maybe the enemies are gonna stop spawning or something. Is this a matter spark situation? Can we go under that barrier? There was one point in the beginning of the story where we could go under barriers with matter spark. I felt like that wasn't the case after that one mission. But it's worth a shot. No, we can't. Well, at least these guys seem to keep on spawning. I should probably ignore them though. Probably have enough time. Well, okay, right. I thought we had to destroy 3 of the things that were inside the barrier, but no, we have to destroy 3 things that are blocking the barrier. Okay, my mistake. Oh no. Well, at least this isn't a darkness zone. I guess I can't ignore these guys after all. Did they send me back quite a ways? They kinda did. I guess not that far. Which one's still active? Could there be something in there? Oh no. I think this wire is still yellow because there's something connected to it. There it is. Alright, get out of here, you.
What if we could get help? 3 wanted us here alive. What if they could intervene?
Make the call. Guardian. Buy Lodi time. I'm beneath the reactor. Approaching now.
Temps aren't stable yet, but we're making headway. Ikora, you holding together the coolant walls?
Going. Buy us anytime you can.
Something's wrong. 3 isn't talking. I just see flashes. Brooklyn, but everything's on fire. Is this the collapse? Oily rain? Heads tip back. People don't know it's irradiated.
Lodi! We're running out of time.
Talk to me, please. 3, we need help. It's just showing me things. An eruption in a tundra, a bear boiling in mud, in a forest of ash. 3, the reactor is melting down. We need you to help us. Stop showing me a meteor. Talk to me. Damn it! Why are you showing me this? Why won't you help?
Cut the connection. Lodi, Orin, find cover. We're on our own.
The unknowable god doesn't want to help. What a surprise. They're just gonna leave you dying on repeat.
I'm sure 3 had a very cool meteor they wanted to show Lodi, but I guess now's not the time. I missed. Alright, we know the game now, just gotta follow the yellow wires. Vaguely. They point vaguely in the direction we have to go. And when we get close enough, the ever-reliable marker is there. Alright, here's one more. Need the matter spark. Oh, these guys are everywhere, huh? Kinda makes the timer easier to deal with, though.
That's it. One node left, hero.
Lodi! Are you alright? Louis!
That was the collapse. And then a little earlier. And then way earlier.
Oh, that meteor. The dinosaurs.
Three won't talk. Won't help. They just wanted to show us disasters.
We've got something more reliable than a god. Guardian! My faith lies with you. If they won't save us, then we'll just have to save ourselves.
Oh, hell yeah, sister. Now you get it.
Sounds like she's really dying in there. Probably don't want to see what's happening to her. Especially considering her matter is being reformed by the ghost or something, and it's like continually building her up and breaking her down, apparently. One at a time. Kind of overloaded with information right now. Guess we're starting with this one. Seem to be following a similar pattern though. There always seems to be one that's blocked by those three things. Like this, I think. And maybe one that's just kind of hidden in the area. That might have been the one just hidden in the area. And then one more that you have to use Matter Spark for or something like that. Or maybe the cannon. Well, there's that one there. Maybe they don't follow that pattern after all. Pretty sure we're gonna need this though. It's actually more punchy than I gave it credit for previously. Where to though? I guess we can start with this. Although that's not the start, I don't think. Or it is. Wait, is this already... Oh, it's active, okay. Didn't have to do any turning around stuff. Alright, that all of them? No wait, still this guy. Oh, but we gotta go this way. Okay. I mean, still, 6 minutes on the clock, we should be fine. Unless there's like some kind of puzzle. Oh, there's a puzzle.
The Nine murdered a mortal so she could be useful in her next life, and abducted her friend to use him as a puppet. They'll casually rearrange the life of the Guardian, but won't lift a finger to help. My role may be set, but I will not play it passively. I will hold a reactor together with my bare hands. I will move time and space to hold them accountable. And I will enact my future on my own terms. If the Nine want Ikora erased so badly, then here I am!
There you are.
Your will is your own.
Hell yes! That's what I'm talking about!
Everyone's getting excited. Sounds like we're getting close to the finale. Everyone's on the same page, I guess. Maybe not Lodi. Not really. Oh, is this gonna be a darkness zone? Should I? Do I really have time to be standing here strategizing? Because I guess we gotta deal with these things again. It's probably gonna be the same thing that we had to deal with throughout the entire mission. Destroy those, input a command. Destroy a thing and that'll probably remove the shield. That's my working theory. Just so I'm not wandering around destroying guys, although that does give us time back.
Miss Ray,
Holding it together in there while the Guardian got it stable out here.
you always were a tough one.
Luckily this isn't a darkness zone.
As many as it took to finish the job.
You've got everything you need. Split that Hydra from the reactor. Then, let's finish the job.
There. Alright, plan's a bit different already. Gotta start with Matter Spark, I guess. And it has to be the special burst attack. Oh no, it is a darkness zone, great. A darkness zone and timed, how does that work? Surely we're not just booted out of the mission, right? I don't want to find out. Oh no. Please, don't blow me up. Just need... here we go. There are just a few less guys shooting at me. We can lay into them with this. Actually, I guess our main problem is the one guy shooting at us. Bad cycle for the shield. Just do this. I'm sure it'll be back soon enough. Alright, so the next part of the shield appears to be right there. Or all over the place. This guy again. We do probably want to clear out the area though. That's not going to do anything. Probably shouldn't have used Transcendence right then. Just wanted to clear out the area. Nearly there. Oh. Probably just have to take out the guys, no extra steps. Alright, where are the orbs? Give me the orbs. And here we go. Hopefully this will be enough. Just don't blow myself off. Or get blown up. Oh no, that's bad. Didn't want to bounce into that. We want to stay mobile here. That was almost really dicey. Should probably take out all the guys before we start laying into the boss. And even then, he's just kind of annoying all around, isn't he? Ah, they're all over the place. Ah, don't get stuck, please. Okay, are we ready to end this? I'm just about done. As soon as that shield does one more cycle.
With the reactor shut down again, how stable are the Ionian's power sources? Will the altar still hold?
It's not a permanent solution, but our efforts should have given the Ionian's generators a serviceable amount of juice. The altar should remain stable, and we'll still be able to get through.
3's waiting for us on the other side of that door.
Ms. Ray, not to rush us, but the Vex are flocking to the Singularity. We should follow. I want answers.
As do I. You and I have come too far to not know the reason why we're here. And we're only beginning to understand what they changed for the Guardian.
Okay, they said it a few times up until now, I think, but I never really internalized it, I guess. Apparently 3's beyond the Singularity. Probably should have picked up on that much earlier. But I got it now, as we're about to enter. And I guess this was directly interfering with the altar, so we couldn't just drop off the strange thing. Oh, I don't want to be here. Don't worry guys, I'm leaving. Is this it?
Wait, Guardian. Orin, hold up. I feel like the L train during rush hour. All of them are queuing up in here. The 9 need us.
The vote. Of course they want to do it now. I remember my own transfer. There wasn't much fanfare. Zur was miscreated. They seemed eager to move on.
How dare you? Zur is great. He was great and is still great. But I never fully understood, so I guess Orin was the emissary to replace Zur, I guess? Because Zur wasn't good enough. And yet they still use Zur concurrently? Well, Lodi said wait, but I guess we're not waiting. Oh, and we were filling in these things at the top. I never noticed until just now. As we're about to enter. Well, that's fine.
Guardian, hurry. The 9 want to talk.
Formally, and they're not too keen on waiting.
I don't have that emote, but
Yes. Pressed glass. Light shining. Standard procedure. Let them in. They're here.
Oh, good. I was worried they would start without...
Nice of you to answer. Quitter, your vessel is required.
You may borrow.
her too.
Your captured audience assembles.
Invitation to notarize transfer. Tonight the weapon answered.
Speak what eight have spoken.
Quiet your clods and gases. We all have else things to be. But only one right now. Behold
the vessel. Old.
and new.
This quitter is an outcast, but still connected and useful.
This beautiful boy is the emissary to be. Paperwork permitting. And you, Guardian, you are the weapon we chose by right and trial.
The weapon guides the transfer on the edge of its paracausality to shroud this chained sequence, to fell Vex and parry prediction. Be ours.
Kneel! Kneel. And let your knobby quarks press to hadrons.
I don't have that emote.
You all present here ratified this contract? Aye or nay?
Seems like just the inner.
Predictable.
No, wait, 5 would be outer.
My
No,
vote
wait,
is
that's
aye.
Mars.
Obviously.
Or no.
Emissary appointment.
No, it is the outer.
Weaponized flesh tool. Affirmation.
As you
It's all of them.
sustain us, you will sustain us.
I guess Lodi did say all of them were coming.
Yea. Unsheath the weapon. But reactionary choices. Empty-seated. Nay to the emissary.
Stupid to ignore threat, arm ourselves. We never move without intermediaries. I to all.
It's hard to memorize them in all their verbal tics. Kind of feels like Homestuck right around now.
Ridiculous! 6! We are at war!
But it's nice to see them all in one place.
In the affirmative!
This council sees the weapon loosed, but stands unmoved to ratify an emissary. 8 votes cast. 1 remains.
Which one?
Is required.
3? It must be 3.
You are charged with seeking the final vote. 3. Our vacant gives you what you need.
Yeah, I guess 3's behind the singularity, kinda trapped, right? Am I understanding the story right?
Never again.
I am gonna throw up.
Seek 3 at the altar. All paths converge, Guardian weapon.
Guardian.
20 of 31.
All the 9 seem to know what the weapon is for, but I don't have a clue.
All I felt when they were talking about whatever you were for was terror.
I think we're just about at the finale. Do I dare make this the special ending episode? Where we roll credits or something? Maybe. We'll see what happens once I step through. If I'm supposed to. Oh, yep, I guess we're going in. Well, I don't have anything else to do this episode, so yeah, I guess we're going into the singularity. That is right? We don't have anything else to do this episode, just one final tech. No other side quests that were lingering behind somehow? I don't think so. Okay. Maybe this is our special extra long ending episode, maybe it isn't.
Guardian, someone's on the line.
I guess we'll see after this call.
I know folks speculate about my haul behind my back. But what they don't realize is, I don't know a damn thing about it either. Honor called it an engine of pure potential. But potential for what? I never knew, or cared. Long as I fed it dark motes, it kept spitting out primevals, and that was good enough for me. But since we arrived here, that old hall's been acting real squirrely, like it's trying to give me the slip. I never thought of the motes we put in there as sentient. Of course, all the baddies you dusted probably felt some kind of way about it. But the motes themselves, I reckoned they were just leftover scraps from your target practice. But the way the hall's yapping at me, I think maybe they wanted to be dunked. And now, they want out.
Okay, so I guess that's what Gambit was this entire time. And here's the message. I don't know if this is actually like the last quest in the expansion. Confront Archon Levask under the heart of the Singularity and uncover the mystery behind the invitation that brought you to Kepler. No, yeah, that definitely sounds like the last mission. I just wasn't sure because we're on step 28, but probably the last 3 steps or something. They might just be epilogue stuff. Talk to so-and-so character, wander around, do a little victory lap or something. I'm actually debating if I want to save this for another episode, because, well, I didn't exactly start this episode out making it the finale of the expansion, the campaign. But I guess we're doing it. But what if I didn't do the final mission? I'm actually recording this in post so that I can end the episode right here, because I thought this would be a better cutoff point for episode 11. Instead, episode 12 is going to be the ending episode for the Edge of Fate campaign. Now would be a good time to take a break.